Hey everybody, Fishman here. Welcome to the video. This is Fishman Vlog number 127, and it's been very, very busy. As you can see, I now have a new water heater. It took a little time to get it organized. A lot of cleaning had to happen, and of course I had to move things around. As you can see, the fern that normally sits here is now over on the left-hand side of the pond because, well, they had to get in through here, and there's not much space, so I just slid it over here. It'll go back. It's fine. It easily moves around, so it's not a big deal. And all the cleaning's finally done. Still a little bit more organizing to do, but the basement is looking a lot different than it used to. And I'm focusing on this because, well, that peace lily is, I think, still there, but it's obviously not growing and doing well. And I still haven't had anything done with this at all. I've picked up some contract work. I'm doing some odd, well, basically repair jobs on condominiums. So lots of different things like what you would normally do in your own house to fix stuff up. Well, I'm doing that for other people now just to help make up for the loss of business over COVID and stuff. Been doing a fair amount of work on this. I have now got those cultures fully set up for the winter. I'm waiting to see if the calla lily is going to take off or not. It's hard to tell when you buy these things from big box stores. They may not thrive at all, so I'm going to leave it here until it decides what it's going to do, and then I'm going to, of course, try and grow it in a different style with, more water. But we'll have to see in, the long term. Both ferns are doing really well. I'm very happy with them. They're growing quite well. I now have, of course, two containers of them when I started off with one, and it just continues to grow. I'm quite pleased with it. Not sure what I'm going to end up doing with it as far as clients go and stuff, but it's fine. It's just a nice addition to the fish room, nothing else. The Hat Borlei are obviously getting a lot bigger now. They have a lot more space and a lot better filtration. I need to figure out what I'm going to do with them because they are going to outgrow this tank. It's only 30 gallons, and, well, as you see, they're getting quite big. They're going to get to the point soon. Actually, if they had more room, they'd probably start breeding now. But pretty soon they're going to start trying to breed in here, and that could lead to some trouble. So I have to be a bit careful with this. I'll have to see which of my tanks is big enough. I have one cleaned out, but I want to use it for breeding plecos. I may have to change that. We'll see. I haven't fed these guys yet this morning. As you can see, they're all up, hoping that I am going to add some food in here. This colony is doing really well. They're growing very nicely in the paludarium here, and, well, I mean, they're just a lovely fish. I'm very happy to have them. I'm not sure if they really have much in the way of commercial applications, but I will give it a try in some tanks, and we'll see how they do there. I've noticed the ones that are in the pond seem to have developed a bit of a taste for small guppies, so that might be an issue, but again, in a setup for clients, it'll be mostly adults, so it'll be fine. And I still haven't done anything with the Zebra-Danios. I do need to move them over to the right-hand tank, put some Java moss in there, and of course, get some more fry. I mean, both groups of Danios are doing really, really well, so. This is the tank. This is the tank I can use for a number of different things. The Borlei would do really well in here. It's all set now. It's been percolating for a week, so I just need to add some plants. I want to pot up a lot of that cryptocrene that's in the pond, and I'm going to put it in here and get things going. This is now settled down. I am going to do a water change on this and then add some plants and a few fish, and it should be all good to go for the client probably about another 2 weeks, and then they can have it back. And yes, I do want to do something with this. I've been doing some work on the live food cultures because I want to pare down the number of containers I have. And once I do that, I'll have room on that side by the pond, and I'm going to set that up there and do some nice decorating in it. I mean, there's so many things to do in the fish room. It's amazing that I just never seem to get a whole lot of it done. There's always so many things to do, and right now I do need to focus a little bit on getting that extra work done, get accustomed to working on the new contracts, and then of course I'll get a lot more of this done. So keep looking in here. I don't see any new fry from the rice fish, and I keep looking also for some shrimplets. I haven't seen either yet. Then again, I haven't spent a whole lot of time in the fish room looking. I record this mostly because as I am narrating it, I am looking all over the place and trying to find if there are any shrimplets or fry from the rice fish. It's basically my way of spending a bit of time in the fish room without actually spending any time in the fish room. I'm just, like I said, this is on my computer, and it's much larger here than it would be looking in the aquarium itself. So I'm hoping to have something pop up, but no. So this is the back end of those tanks. This is the tank that runs off of the new version of the leak-proof canister filter. I haven't given you guys an update on this in quite some time. So I thought I'd show you what it's looking like in here. And as you can see, there's a fair amount of mulm, and also, of course, a bunch of duckweed. But the duckweed keeps getting pushed over to the right-hand side, and I have not touched this filter. I haven't done anything to it. The only thing I've done even remotely recently is I completely covered it up, and it's doing very, very well. I mean, it never really requires maintenance, which is, a lot of one of the things a lot of people think is really quite important. And this is the front end. This is where most light is, so you can see that the Java Fern is doing much better on this side, of course, and so is the Cryptocarine and everything else that's in there. It is an interesting style of filter. I really do like them, and I just wanted to show you bits and pieces of it. So this is part of my reorganization. All my containers there for bringing stuff to clients, and I took apart an awful lot of stuff. And you see there's two bins there now. One's full of diatom powder, the other's full of carbon. And like I said, this is my process for getting things more and more organized, because I'm trying to get stuff off of the floor. I'm trying to get rid of a bunch of old things that I just don't need anymore. And of course, it gives me more room to work on new stuff. So this is the back end of the two tanks for the comparison between underground filter here and box filter on the other side. Now, I haven't noticed any difference. They're both maintenance free so far. This one here is growing quite well. You can see it's got a lot of pearlweed and Java Fern in it. The plants are doing quite a bit better at the moment because, there was a lot more space in there, and both tanks are full of fish. Well, roughly full of fish, but they're doing well. And like I said, I haven't cleaned either filter. I just do my regular water changes. The fish are all nice and happy, and it's going to be really long term before I can decide which one is better, if there is any difference really. So these guppies I set up for breeding. As you can see, there's some fry in there now. These are the platies, and they're doing well. This is the front end for the box filter tank, and it does need to be pruned. I mean, that's probably the only thing between all these tanks, and I think I've mentioned that probably half a dozen times by now, and of course it still hasn't happened. And the one on the right, of course, is the Zebra Daniel tank, and also the underground filter version of this test. And as you can see, both tanks are perfectly healthy, and everything's growing really well. So there you go. So thank you very much for watching. Thank you also for being patient with me, considering I have so much more stuff on the go now. I am going to get back to making more videos. I hope to get back up to 2 a week. But as you can see, it's so difficult to juggle so many different things. So anyway, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video, and bye for now.